to another episode of Picking Up the Pieces. Picking Up the Pieces is a podcast once more that speaks about what it is that we can do amongst black and brown people within our community. Not go out and ask somebody for this, begging for that, so on and so forth. A community, what makes up a community? A community feeds itself, clothes itself, as well as protects itself. We're individuals that have been through tumultuous times, and we have come to an understanding that, hey, we have to actually reach while climbing. We have to lift while climbing. We have we have homeboys from Brothers Inc., an organization that originated with the Bond Hill Brothers, but man, it's spread through several different communities where individuals are understanding like, whoa, let me go back and see what my 1% is, my 10%, my 50%, or maybe even my 100%. Man, for a long time, this was 100% for me. But I understand that it takes a community to change this shit around. Yes, it takes gangsters, it takes savages, it takes ordinary moles to come together to see what it is that we can do to change the outcome, to bring back prosperity within our community and replace that and kick out the violence as well as the poverty that we face. The homeboy Johnny Baker, aka JB, out of Bond Hill, wants to speak to you about what it is that Brothers Inc. can bring to the table to change the outcome of what's taking place in our community. Run that shit, JB.
First, I want to say happy birthday to my son.
Shout out.
Happy birthday. Shout out.
Word up.
Yes, sir.
Word up.
Let me read our mission here, right? The Brothers of Brothers Inc. are driven to help bring peace, love, respect, and unity back to the community. At Brothers Inc., we gather in the spirit of love and compassion for ourselves and for our community. We work to create social spaces that encourage social skills, outreach, information sharing, and giving back. We aim to extend our genuine life experiences through mentoring, our at-use risk and providing hope and sense of purpose to those who may need it most. A lot of people think this is something that just came together, but it's something I've been passionate about. What camera am I looking into?
Don't worry about it. It's on you. It's on you.
They
Right in front of you.
So,
they bounce.
Yeah, okay. So it started back in '01. I was in a part of a group called Out of the Crossfire, UC Hospital. It originated out of Washington, D.C. A lot of gun violence there. The program, actually, I don't want to say the words, so I'm going to get to that later. I was shot, to say that, and I'm going to tell you why I say it. I'm going to hold back on one word. I was shot back in '01, so this program was perfect for me. I worked at the hospital. I was just getting out of the street game, trying to turn my life around. I had my children. I had custody of my youngest son at the time, and I was trying to make some different moves. But Out of the Crossfire was my first move with activism, going to talk to young brothers in the hospital that had been victim of gunshot, trying to get brothers to come out and get up off of there. There were programs that was aligned for them. A lot of the doctors that felt they couldn't reach them would come talk to me and say, JB, that's how they called me at the hospital. JB, we got somebody up in the room, 5132, I want you to talk to him. So it started there. And then in 2011, I went to the SERVE program.
SERVE program?
Yeah, Cincinnati Initiative to Reduce Violence. 2011, I was there for about a year and a half. I got called back to work at UC, and then this form right here. My brothers, man, like, it was crazy how it came together. It's unbelievable how it just took off. But it's just amazing how you look at it. But I want to go there for a second. Hold on. So, first of all, Bond Hill is where everybody know me from, but I grew up in English Woods. 25, that's my hood. North Fairmount, Fall School. I grew up in English Woods.
Shout out to 25.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, his family, Sweet Pea, mother, cousin.
Word.
All family. So, Big Sue, everybody, OE Dub. So it started there. Ended up in Bond Hill, and we're gonna get into the Wild Boy singing and all that stuff later on. But I'm gonna tell you what I want to salute. Man, you know what I want to salute one time? All the street fighters, man, that grew up in Cincinnati, bro. And I was telling the young guys, I saw a couple guys fighting a few years back. And he was in Bond Hill Park, man. And I was so proud to see a fist fight. I swear I haven't seen a fist fight in years. And when it got done, I was like shouting them out. I gave him some love. I told him, here, man, go get y'all something to drink or eat. Gave him a couple $, man. I was so proud of him, man. Because, like, in a fist fight, it really ain't a winner or loser if you think about it. The only loser is the one that run. Until it's terrible.
I heard.
Like, ain't no winner or loser. Like, these young guys, fair. Like, my hood, I looked up my OG, Ernie J. That was the OG. Ernie J, he walked Bond.
Shout out to Ernie J.
Carried it on his back. Then I came behind Ern. I carried it on my back. I moved to Texas. I come back years later. My little brother, Mike Hassan, got it on his back. And then little Mark Browner and Ant Browner and Akey and the Wild Boys. And
shout out to Ant.
It was love, man, fighting guys. It was like, there wasn't nothing wrong with a fist fight, bro. I met at Casey when I came home from Texas. He was part of the Wild Boys. I didn't even know. I met him through that and love. We've been rocking since 20 years later. But if you stand up, man, for your home, bro, I guarantee you, bro, there ain't a bully in this world gonna bother you again if you fight back. And I think the youngsters, man, they scared of just.
They scared of taking the loss.
Yeah, like it ain't no losing.
It's their pride. It's their pride.
It's social media that got these kids fucked up.
So I want to salute the fighters one time. Let me do this real quick. Like, from hood to hood, Bond Hill, all of us.
Word.
From downtown to Mel and them, Michi, my brother.
You're not promoting violence right now. What you're doing is recognizing brothers that had the heart to say, I don't hate you enough to kill you. I just want to fight you.
I'm ready to go
and we're going to live tomorrow. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ain't not one of these guys I'm shouting out. After L, I ain't seen none of them go grab a gun.
Word.
From Leonard to Leonard Walker.
Leonard Walker. Shout out to Leonard Walker on the life bit.
Charlie Kelly, Onion boy.
Word.
Was a bad boy.
Shout out to Onion.
You know, when
Shout out to
y'all were younger than me, so I didn't really know y'all story. Day I kind of learned. I give him the love. Day that's my little brother. Same Day hold it down for Avondale.
Shout out to David Long, down on that stretch. See you in a minute.
West Side, Herbie Herb and
Herb.
T Huff and
T Huff, the robot, Ross, RCI, Ross Correctional. Shout out to T Huff. Robot shit. Rump had to fight through it.
Yeah, it wasn't no suckers. I mean, guys like win and losses. Bond Hill, I ain't lose a lot, but I had some early losses. And I'm gonna tell y'all this gonna blow y'all away. Me and Mike Hassan, two of the rawest cats to come out.
The Slammer.
And guess what? We used to get bullied on as kids.
What?
I swear. We got bullied on as kids as youngsters.
Like I said, I bullied me in high school for a minute.
Yeah, but I'm talking 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Bro, but when we got it, we took off. But it was a transition, man. So I just say, man, don't be afraid to knuckle up, man.
Word.
If you got to. The gunplay, bro, that's the only thing I'm against, bro.
What happens from the knuckle up? What's the benefit from just knuckling up? Because it's violence. We don't want violence, but what's the benefit from just knuckling up?
Get it off your chest.
Wash it.
What?
You live. Yeah.
You live.
The worst it got. The worst it got. Kevin Jeter, that's my brother.
Shout out to Kevin Jeter.
G, you beat G up, you better watch out for a baseball bat. G gonna get that bat, he gonna be hiding in the bushes for you. Yeah, but nobody grabbing no guns, man. That was it, bro.
There was a morality, right?
Yeah.
There's no morality anymore.
None,
There's no
zero,
morality
man,
anymore,
zero.
you know. But that comes, first I gotta be shallow. I love Air Max, so I see my brothers with the Air Max. So then I'm looking at my guy over there, man. The unique man. It's just sitting back in the cut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just
I wanted Casey to tell a story, but I got some stuff I want to dive into later. So let's bang around the table and head to the young lady. Then I got a question for y'all.
OG Casey Case, for real.
Casey Pittman.
Hey, Casey Pittman. Really, there's, you know what? Go ahead, Case. Introduce yourself. There's really no need for introduction.
Well, Casey Pittman, my name. I really was trying to think about what I was gonna say or what I was gonna talk about, and for some reason, mental health been on my mind. So when when I think back, man, as far back as I can remember, man, shit was fucked up. So my mind was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And now I realize that shit, like, I suffered from mental health as a kid, a teenager, a young adult, up until recently, bro. I ain't know how to deal with that shit either. I was drunk, getting high, on a nigga ass. I'm on you do some bullshit toward I'm on your ass. I ain't letting up. But I realized, after getting the business, shout out to my son Casey and my daughter Paris. We own K-Styles Barber Studio on Glenway Avenue in Solana. But once I partnered up with my kids and I seen like how much they really depended on me for me to be right. You know what I mean? I'm the anchor of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So the bullshit that I was doing or the shit that I was on, I couldn't be that way no more. I have to change my image of what people think of me. What I think of myself. You know what I'm saying? That shit deep, like you. But like I said, it's mental health, bro. That's why they grabbing them guns.
I heard you.
You see what I'm saying? That's why they popping them pills. That's why they smoking weed back to back. It's shit internally that's just like driven into them.
And it started when they was young.
Well,
I was just about to say it started with the parents.
now we can generalize. Like, hey, this shit crazy, man. The reason why all this shit is taking place is because of situations that took place within our lives, right? But for you,
but what I'm saying is, I guarantee you said, hell, most of us, if we was doing the shit we was doing, it was something it was something going on with us. That we couldn't control that shit, or we couldn't express ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I guess with me, my old man went around.
Yeah.
Me too. It's always a root to it, for sure.
You know what I mean? Starting out.
Yes, sir.
That shit had me, and then once I got to be a teenager, like my mom didn't have the money. I ain't had the shoes and shit other cats had. So I think that was a driven force. So that made me want to be violent.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? I was jealous of niggas. Yeah. So I ain't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to whoop your ass. I can't have what you got. I'm a dog. For sure. And I did it. You know what I mean? Just, man, it's, right now my life is peaceful, man.
So shout out to Cuz. Cuz got a saying, I'm living life on Peace Row. I can't relate to nobody's stories, right? But I know everybody done been through some shit. And Peace Row is the best place to go. It's definitely better than Death Row, right?
But the thing with that, bro, you gotta know.
Yes, sir.
You gotta know your fucking self, bro. You gotta be able to.
Yes, sir.
Bro, that shit deep.
Yes, sir.
We can talk about all this. We can talk about our experiences. For me, I'm gonna talk about what I think is the real.
For sure.
What brought you your peace? Because your
fucking grandkids, bro.
That's it.
So you have to find. So what is your message as a brother from Brothers Inc? As a brother that's seen like that have been through. You've been through tumultuous times and you crossed over.
If you got a kid that's carrying a gun, if you got a kid that's doing drugs, if you got a kid that's fighting, it's something that's got that baby doing that. And if you're a young gentleman or you a young adult or a grown ass man, jumping on your old lady, using drugs, or just doing shit that ain't, you know what I mean? We don't know what is normal. We've only been programmed to what we think is normal.
That's not true. We know what's right and
what
we
I'm
know
saying
what's
is,
wrong.
I'm not, when I say we don't know what is normal, I'm saying in a way like we really don't know. Like it's what I guess we've been programmed to think, in my opinion. You got yours, I got mine.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
I heard you.
I've been in the trenches. I've been in Fort Worth, Texas, on Berry Street. No family, didn't know nobody, know nothing. I've been in the trenches. I'm here. I got a barber license, a GED, and an associate degree in Texas. Didn't have no family, didn't know nobody, know nothing.
The crossover.
That's hustle. I wasn't gonna fail. Then I come back to Cincinnati, and then all the shit, all the demons that I fought to get away from, at my front door. Fuck I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna fold. I'm gonna stand tall and get to it. I might bend a little bit, but I get to it. Got to. You can't. But them kids, man, it's mental health. I'm telling you, bro, once they tap into what's making them feel the way they feel to make you want to grab a gun, that's the start of something different, bro.
Case.
It is.
Case. So the brother right here, Antoine and Jeff, Fat Jeff from Mount Auburn, right? Yo Jay. Shout out to Yo Jay. They tell me don't talk about numbers, quantitative information, qualitative information. Don't talk about statistics, Torrance. Nobody wants to hear that shit. But I'm asking you right here, right now. Amongst us, what we're talking about right now, right? Mm-hmm. You're talking about mental health issues. Go rewind. They always be talking about Torrance, man. You always talking that. Torrance, you always talking that Torrance shit right now, man. Man, talk about how did Torrance evolve and so on and so forth, and right? Yeah. They want me to talk about the ill shit. They want me to talk about the shootings. They want me to talk about the distribution and so on and so forth. They want me to talk about the joint. I'm asking you right now.
That's
young homies don't want to hear mental health. When they hear that, we run from that as African Americans. As African American males, we're the first to say, ain't nothing wrong with me mentally. I'm okay. Sure. We don't look at that, right? Sure. You're at an age where you gain knowledge as well as wisdom from your negative experiences that you went through. Inshallah, allowed you to be here right today. Okay. Rewind them shits, Casey. Rewind that shit to Woodward. Rewind that shit to Wild Boys. Red and gray coats and what have you. Right? Rewind that and talk to that brother. Are you going to talk to that brother about mental health issues? Because you're not going to want to hear that shit.
If your approach was right, if you came at me right, I'll listen to you.
You mean to tell me that you
back then I would have listened to you.
You mean to tell me that you didn't have homies come at you and talk to you?
I would listen to them back in the day.
Most of our daddies wasn't there.
All I'm saying is, what do we tell the homies today? Because of how 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old Casey was or Johnny Baker was. What do you
give it to them in their language?
It's killing us now.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Give it to them in their language. If you gotta talk to them like a street nigga for them to understand, right. Look, bro. Look, this is what I dealt with. This is what helped me. That's how you reach them. You gotta go to their level, in my opinion, to reach them. All that unrealistic bullshit, man, that shit don't work. So them niggas gonna be cool for a minute, then 2-3 days later, they gonna be back carrying them guns back on the same mess popping pills. Try to get them on something. I'm telling you that mental health
pills is something different.
That's real, bro.
Talk to them about the different challenges that they face today to listen more to the devil versus God. And God speaks through us. God speaks through those that cross over.
That deals with mental health too. Right. Because you dealing with, bro, you gotta, man, it's so hard to describe, man. Like, man, you have to, it's so many, it's so much information.
About mental health issues?
It's up to us. Now we can march all the fuck we want to. We can get all the cards.
Thank you, sir.
Let me finish this, bro. We can do all the marching we want to do. We can do we can go give all the dinners or whatever. Yes, sir. But unless we have come up with a core plan like to really reach them young cats, we defeating the whole purpose.
So let me tell you.
So at some point we gotta talk in their language. I know that, bro. That's why we doing it.
Who reaching these young kids now? The rappers.
Yeah.
The rappers is really reaching these young kids. Because they listen to the rappers, and what all the rappers say, they think they're living that life. They not living that life.
That's because they have mental health issues. They're trying to use a false reality to live in.
Right.
So I gotta say something real quick. I got two things that I always say on this show. Judge me not by my past, judge me by my present. Because we all got
for sure.
Right. So the thing is, we can be all diluted and shit. And say, oh, he used to do this, he used to do that, he used to do that. How the fuck he gonna say this now? But this is the problem. Our youth emulate what they see.
No doubt.
Our youth emulate what they see. So this is my thing, because I ain't never been a street nigga and never claimed to be one.
And the music plays a big part.
But the thing is, everybody that I've come in contact with, Torrance, y'all, I don't need to hear no story. I've been to the players' balls and everything. Like, I just seen all these motherfuckers. I'm a fan. Like, damn, I heard about you, bro. Like, damn, what's going on? And I'm not the fans or nothing, but it's like, I hear shit.
Word.
Judging by my present, not by my past. Look, young man, I used to do what you did, man. Like he said, talk to him on that level.
You gotta reach them. You can't go in there. Now, as far as us, us going out, reaching out, or giving back, man. But in order for us to reach them kids, like these kids now, you gotta show them.
That's facts.
You gotta show these little niggas.
That's facts.
I don't want to hear that talk.
That's facts.
Hey, Torrance, you know the smooth shit about our group, bro?
Yes, sir.
Everybody went through a storm. And we all didn't even realize we could have did it the right way. This brother that did it the right way. Cliff, Java, guys that work.
Shout out to Java.
Look, J-Bo, that's my little brother. Worked their whole life. And we was here, they was here, but they was coming. And we go down, up, down, up.
I'm sorry, real quick. Shout out to Java one more time. Survived those bullets.
Yeah.
The brother that was up at UC, the
Security officer, UC.
the health building, where they go to the clinic. Brother came in there out the blue. Java was trying to stop him from coming in, and he took some bullets.
Yeah.
Oh man, shout out to Java, man. To God be the glory. I apologize.
But them guys, no, I'm just showing how they went up. And all the niggas that was here, going down, up, taking bullets, going to jail, taking bullets, going, and they steady getting up here. And the whole time we could have did it the same way, but we try to get there so fast. And the shit, it's
That wasn't our mission, though.
Going around the mountain versus climbing.
But no, it ain't about your. I'm just saying how
I'm saying
the street life. We think that street life gonna get us there, but your mamas and daddies, they've been working their whole lives and still paying off their house.
Past
Still
tense, he
trying
said
to
it
pay off
wasn't
the
our
car.
mission.
Yeah.
It takes experiences for you to
doubt.
go through situations to say, oh, this is wrong. And if we make it, because a
If you
lot of
look at
us
that
didn't
social
make it.
media at 18, 19, they watching Atlanta Housewives. All that
It's
shit.
different. It's different. It's different.
Fuck your mind
No,
up.
but he said a past tense comment.
Yeah.
He said it wasn't our mission.
Oh, no doubt.
Past tense.
Yeah.
Because we
skip
were in
the
the
struggle,
same
bro.
space.
No,
Word.
I ain't
No, I'm
saying
not
that.
saying you are. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying the
Now,
wounds
what?
that
I'm
come
saying
with those
this in
struggles.
general.
The
You
ones that
can't
come
skip
with
it, though.
Guess what? It's a whole bunch of people that didn't skip it and they ain't here to talk about it. And the motherfuckers that didn't skip it, they still going. I'm just saying, like, I ain't saying it's a right or wrong way. I'm just saying that don't think it's got to be this way. You can work and do the same thing and accomplish the same shit. And I didn't think I didn't know. Yeah,
We weren't thinking like that when we was young. We were thinking about the fad.
That's all I'm
Quick
saying. That I'm not trying to practice a cognitive dissonance or implicit bias. All I'm stating is we were doing the same exact shit at their ages.
Okay.
No, wait,
so
I'm
the
sorry.
question
Grabbing
is,
no guns.
What,
Hold
the
on, I'm
question
sorry.
is,
I can't
the
say
question
that.
I'm
is,
sorry.
I did.
what would you
Hold on,
tell
hold
your
on, wait, wait.
21-year-old self?
Thank you.
That's the question.
Thank you.
What to get to you, because it's 50 of you out in the street, it's 50 of you. What would you tell your 21-year-old self?
Has anybody ever seen the movie with Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, we talked about that.
We talked about this before. She said, what will you tell your 21-year-old self? Right? In Shawshank Redemption, what's the actor's name? Morgan Freeman. When he went back to the parole board after like 4 or 5 times, that he said to himself, if I can go back and speak with my
21-year-old self.
21-year-old self, this is what I would say. So this is the analogy. This is the example that she's giving right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what you tell your 21-year-old self then is different from now. Because we were not drinking the lean. We were not snorting heroin. We were not popping pills, which makes them be delusional about the murder that they're about to commit, which heightens them, it gives them heart that we didn't need back then. All we was smoking at the most was marijuana. And even some brothers were even curving. But curving didn't lead you to say, man, I'm going to kill Casey.
But that goes back to what Mr. Casey said.
Word.
They self-medicating themselves.
Word.
And it's
Why are
the
they
wrong-
self-medicating themselves?
because
You
they
could-
don't
I
have
mean,
the knowledge, the wisdom, and the
you can have
understanding to go
you
get
can-
help.
Bro, I can remember when my Lord rest my pop. So I remember I was probably 3. My daddy was at a bar in Lincoln Heights. It was called the Man's Lounge, and my mama had me. I was probably about 4 or 5, and she was carrying my little sister. And she came up to the bar, and my daddy come. I guess he come from Carl. Didn't I tell you not to bring that one? And I can remember I had a Bengals coat on. He snatched the coat off of me, and then he had slapped my mother that night. And I remember that shit to the day.
But can I ask this question though?
Hold on. That's that trauma. Hold your question. Go ahead.
But I'm saying though, so you know what I mean? When it comes to my mama, it's on the flow.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Trauma. That's that trauma though.
But you know what I mean? Like when different things play back in my mind.
Right.
Around the tape.
He slapped my mama.
Right.
Ask your question.
So my point is, go back to what we were saying. You didn't think that was normal as a kid, right? You knew it was wrong when you seen the man hit your mom, right? So as individuals growing up, we know right from wrong. We know right from wrong. So to have that as a scapegoat, I feel like it's a scapegoat. You know right from wrong,
All right.
whether it's a mental illness or not.
You gotta have
That's
a
why
cutoff.
it's called
valve,
mental
bro.
illness though.
You gotta have a cutoff valve. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, can I say something? I'm mentally ill.
Me too.
Me
2 hands up.
Me too.
Me too. Shit.
But me too. What's
For
your
sure.
point? Go ahead.
For sure.
My point is, even though I am a little cuckoo,
Yeah.
okay, I know right from wrong.
Clinical. My mother was a woman that suffered from mental illness. There are differences from your mental illness versus a mental illness where you see things, where you see.
I am
certain
diagnosed
individuals.
paranoid schizoaffective.
Yeah, no, I get it. But at some point, you were able to have an understanding of your mental illness to know the difference between right and wrong. You take away, you don't know the difference between right and wrong. You got individuals that are going to schools and killing everybody. You have individuals that are going in that become racist to the point where they're going in and they're killing, shooting elderly individuals in churches. So there is a level of control of your mental illness. I believe we all suffer from that as African American individuals because we come from pain. And the individuals that suffer from the boats, we feel that energy to this day, although we were not the ones that were there. So with that being said, we come from pain. And somehow that pain is going to leak out, whether or not it's through our ancestors, whether or not it's through our children, whatever the case may be, the pain comes out. What can you do to stop your pain to keep you from committing high-level acts of violence, which Satan is telling you to move forward on versus God?
I hear you,
Word.
and I hear everything else. And I've learned that it is a mental illness because I wanted to know what the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, I'm just speaking from experience. Instead of acting on the things that I hear, I wanted to know why the fuck do I feel like fucking somebody up? Why am I feeling like this?
Now, this is part of picking
And
up the
instead
pieces.
of you giving me all this medicine to make me not think and to make me not feel, because let me
Ignore
tell you
it.
something. I went to Marysville, and I only did 2 years, okay? But I went to Marysville for drug trafficking.
Not to cut you off.
Okay.
We got 1 minute, and I want you to have the whole platform.
Hey, we coming back.
Hold up, Tori. I'm gonna say something.
Okay, with that, what about domestic violence when you thinking it's this and your auntie telling you, oh, he love me, he just sick right now. You know he wrong, but your auntie say he just sick. He just do this when he drink. So as a little child, you thinking, what you thinking? Huh?
Oh, hey, I heard. We're gonna hold that question.
I guess so.
We're coming back to
Shit.
We're coming back to this young
When your
lady
auntie
right
telling
here.
you,
This is picking up the
your
pieces.
auntie telling
This
you,
is
like,
a
this okay. He
podcast
just sick
about
and
what it
drunk.
is that
He
we
love
come
me.
together to do
This
as
is how he showing
community
me
as well as
love.
home
And I'm 2
to
or 3
build
years
up our
old.
community back to where we
I don't
were
know that's right
at
or
one
wrong.
point in time. Word.
I don't